Peter Zalmayev. He's also in Kyiv. He's a director of the Eurasian Democracy Initiative. Peter, if I can start, just your assessment, what's going on the ground at the moment. In the last few hours, Russian troops saying that they have gained yet another town in Donetsk, and they're very close to one of the key cities as well there. What's your understanding of the advance of Russia?
Well, Russia is obviously trying very hectically to try to take advantage of this window of opportunity. And now that they see it precipitously closing, the Pentagon is ready to go. They've been preparing for this eventuality. It will be the package will be voted on by the Senate on Tuesday. It will probably be on Biden's desk either on Tuesday or the next day, on Wednesday, and it'll be ready to go from Germany, from air bases throughout Europe, and will be in Ukraine within days. We're talking about artillery shells, 155 millimeter shells, as well as air defense. Air defense missiles, Patriot missiles that we need so badly. So Russians know that this is the time where they can try to push through some of these vulnerable points, including Chasiv Yar, which is going to be crucial. Chasiv Yar is already shaping up to be the next Avdiivka or Bakhmut. That is a commanding height from which they will hope to capture the rest of the Donbass, at which point it is speculated that Vladimir Putin may be willing to call it quits and agree to some sort of peaceful talks. We don't know. So they are really at pains right now to try to get as much territory as they can.
Emmanuel, Peter saying that the troops are potentially within a couple of kilometres, Russian troops from Chasiv Yar. Tell us about the importance of this city. We hear a lot about key strategic towns. How important is Chasiv Yar?
Well, Chasiv Yar, we've seen over the past few days, I was mentioning the lack of ammunition, the lack of equipment for Ukrainians. We've seen Russian fighter jets surveying the area, something that they had never done before, but they feel emboldened to do so because they know the limitations of the Ukrainian army. And if Chasiv Yar were to fall, where this would open the road for Russian troops to further advance in Donetsk region, and that's what, of course, the Ukrainian army is starting to prevent. But there's only so much they can do when they're outgunned, when they're outnumbered, as I was mentioning before. But of course, we're approaching also a symbolic date for Vladimir Putin, the 8th of May. Perhaps that will be here, that the Russian troops will put pressure. We also talk about pressure being put on a new offensive in the northeastern part of the country, on Kharkiv. So we can imagine that during those few days that are remaining, when Ukraine will still have limited means to defend itself, to contain the troops, that indeed Moscow is going to try and seize the moment and try to advance further in the eastern direction and try and get some more settlements there, as they've done symbolically with Avdiivka. Chasiv Yar, perhaps next in line. We will see in the coming days what will be the course of action.
Emmanuel, thank you. We'll let you go. I know you have some technical issues. Peter, just one last thought from you. We've got about a minute left of the programme. Just President Putin, response from the Kremlin today saying that it shows US folly that they're going to fight to every last Ukrainian man within this and lose. Again, hyperbole, it's propaganda, clearly. But your sense, I think Kyiv, the government talk about this is no silver bullet. This has to continue. And there lies the rub.
There lies the rub, but regardless, Vladimir Putin has not shown willingness to compromise. His goals remain maximalist. At this point, he wants destruction of Ukraine as a liberal democracy, as an alternative to the authoritarian Russia. He wants to turn Ukraine into a semblance of Belarus. So unfortunately, there's no better option than to make it too costly for Vladimir Putin to continue. This is not to say that it's probably at this point realistic to get Ukraine's territory back to its 1991 borders, but at least this aid gives Ukraine enough breathing space to continue fighting and to continue building defenses, to make it prohibitively costly for Vladimir Putin to continue with his idée fixe of destroying Ukraine.
How optimistic are you right now, Peter, of where this is going to go, the success that Ukraine could have. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling optimistic that Ukraine will continue to exist as an independent state. In which borders we're yet to see, but we've been through a lot in 2 years. This has undergone several stages, and Ukraine from the get-go showed the ultimate that a sovereign state can show, and that is its willingness to defend itself in the face of the aggression by the world's second largest army. Ukraine has not buckled down. It has shown resilience. It has shown courage, and it will continue to do so.
Peter, great to talk to you. Peter Zalmayev, Director of the Eurasian Democracy Initiative based in Kyiv. Talk to you again soon. Stay with us here on France 24. We'll be back in just a moment.